How are you guys doing? I ask you that all the time and you guys never tell me. Aren't we friends? I know this is like kind of a one-way kind of communication thing. Unless I'm going live, then you guys can talk to me, or doing Google Hangouts or something like that, which will be coming in the future. Just not for my car. I will do that at home. Got a place set up to do that. And just doing some last minute dialing in on the old OBS to give you the best experience that I can give to you. Or at least I want it to be a decent experience. Hopefully no buffering, that's out of my hands, but the things I can take care of, like the audio and the lighting and different things. I mean, obviously I can't do anything with this too much. So I can wear a mask, I guess, or something like that. I don't know. But anyways, I just thought I'd just get on here and just tell you a little tale. I've been doing a lot of random snack reviews and whatnot, so I figured you guys deserve something a little bit better than just a snack review. The snack reviews are fun. I throw in a little bit of fun with it, you know, a little bit of light comedy and stuff. But I just thought I'd talk to you. I was just thinking right now about the time I got pulled over by the cops. Okay. I got my driver's license when I was 17. I had just been 17 for about 2 months. And I had done some driving, had my permit and different things and stuff, so that was all good. I've always been a very cautious driver. In my whole history of driving, I think I've been in maybe 5 or 6 accidents. And that's where people have run into me when I've been stopped at a light, or the minor fender bender when I'm in a parking lot and somebody backs into me as I'm backing up. They decide they're going to cut in or something. So none of them have ever been my fault. One time I was waiting and it had been raining and stuff, and where we lived the streets were kind of narrow. This guy took the corner a little too wide, and I hear and he just kept going. I'm like, oh great. But the car I had, it was my first car, and like most people's first cars, it's a beater, so it had a bunch of damage. It was, like I said, it was raining. He came off a busy street. I was on a side street, took the corner, clipped the back end of my car, and fortunately it was where there was already some dents and rust from the previous owners, so I wasn't really that worried about it. I'm just glad that, you know, everybody in the car was okay, but it's just, you know, the guy should have stopped or slowed down, but he just kept on going. That's how most people, at least in Southern California, seem to drive. I don't understand it. I don't get it. But I am getting ahead of myself here. So anyways, I started driving when I was about 17, and I was 18, and I'm working for an auto parts store. And they had a really nice El Camino, and it was a really nice, cushy job. You go there, you got the orders, you'll grab about 3 or 4 orders at a time, and usually the guys would stage, you know, the places that were basically what they do is they take the rush jobs or our bigger clients, and that would be the first place you'd go to, and then they try to have you deliver the places kind of extending back to the shop, so you'd be running loops. And that's what I did all day, 8 hours a day. Just drove, delivered the parts, collected checks from people, or they would be on account, get signatures and different things. So any days, getting tongue tied. Anyways, I'm just, you know, normal week, day of the week, doing my business. I'm driving, got the El Camino, parts in the back, driving the speed limit. Like I said, I've always been a cautious driver. I've had friends that I've ridden with, ticket after ticket after ticket. And being a young guy, I was always followed by cops. Even today, I still get followed by cops. Maybe they think I'm a cop, or maybe they think I'm out to cause trouble. I don't know. I get police escorts a lot. Maybe it's because I'm famous. They saw I have a YouTube channel. Who knows? No, it's not that. It just seems like I'm always in an area where there's a lot of law enforcement. On one hand, I feel really good. On the other hand, I'm like, why? But anyways, again, getting my head myself. So anyways, I was driving, had some parts in the back, and the guy pulls me over, and lights and everything. Boop, 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 boop. I'm like, oh, okay. So I pull. He goes, you know why I pulled you over? I go, no. He goes, I need to see your license and registration. So I said, okay. And I explained to it how it was the work truck. I gave him the name and number of both my bosses, gave him my ID, and he's holding my ID, palming it in his hand, my driver's license rather. And he's like, okay, what's your full name? Gave him my full name. What's your address? Gave him that. What's your date of birth? And he looks at it, he goes, no, really, what's your date of birth? And I told him, and he's like, oh, okay. He goes, you know why I pulled you over? I go, no, because I seriously did not have a clue of why I was pulled over. I mean, again, I was obeying the rules. I was making sure I was putting my signal on. As you can hear, I'm using my blinker. And he's like, well, I pulled you over because I didn't think you're old enough to drive. I was like, seriously? I started laughing. I go, really? He goes, yeah. I go, oh, okay. He was kind of embarrassed and laughed, but, it's like, whatever, So it was just kind of one of those things. He didn't think I was old enough to drive. I mean, I'm 50. Some people say I look good for my age. I'm a young 50. So if I can keep that up, looking younger than I actually am, hey, no worries. Yeah, that was kind of interesting. Since it wasn't a moving violation or anything, it didn't go on my insurance. Besides, how can you give somebody a ticket for not being old enough to drive when they are old enough to drive and have all the proper identifying paperwork and driver's license and all that good stuff? So that's just a real quick story time. I've got another time where I was pulled over by the cops on a bicycle, but I shall save that for yet another day. So with all that said, my friends, so long, farewell, it's time to say goodnight. We fleet, we fly, I don't know the words. La 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 la.